Oh. Sorry, I'm going to G myself up for all these things.
G yourself up.
That's what they say.
Yeah, I like it.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
My name is Darren.
I'm Graham.
And I've seen the film World War Z.
Have you?
I have.
Who's it directed by?
Mark Forster.
How many stars would you give it?
4.
Oh, wow.
Push, yeah.
Who's Mark Forster? What else has he done?
Quantum of Solace.
Who's in it?
Daniel Craig.
Who's in World War Z?
Brad Pitt.
Oh, right.
Yes.
And who else? Nobody.
Briefly, David Morse in a kind of cameo role.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't remember if there's anybody else in it that I
Right,
remember.
okay, so what's it about?
It's about... I'm trying to think if there's anyone else in it now. It's about some zombies take an outbreak. They have an outbreak.
They take an
outbreak. And
Take a break.
The military grab Brad Pitt because... You know, what military is complete without Brad Pitt? I think it's because they'd seen Fury. They needed to take his top off to boost, his troops' morale.
Yeah, you would do.
And also give him something to aim for, as in inspirationally. So they grab Brad Pitt.
So obscure.
Oh, I was referring to Jizzin.
Yeah,
now,
no,
if you didn't get it, now you do.
No.
Brad Pitt is an investigator. They grab Brad Pitt to investigate where the start of the
He's an
zombie
investigator?
virus is. Yeah, like a
Best get a bodybuilder.
not like a PI, like as in he goes around the world and it's kind of like a journalist.
Oh, okay.
So they want him to find out where the outbreak started, so they can find out what started it to find out how to cure it.
Right.
So he travels the world. It's kind of like a kind of post-apocalypse. Excuse me.
Mid-apocalypse, I suppose.
Well, okay, and it's sort of like an Alan Wake-esque travelogue documentary with Brad Pitt going around the world during the apocalypse.
Okay.
So it's like, let's have a look at South Korea.
sounds
This
great.
is what South Korea's like. Now
Right.
let's go to...
Does he visit them all?
Yeah,
Brad-
Israel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't know if
Is
they
it
actually
like
went there.
for TV kind of thing?
No. I mean, it was filmed for a film that I watched called World War Z.
Yeah.
This isn't just something I heard on the grapevine that Brad Pitt did.
No. Okay, fair enough.
What's your
Carry
question?
on. Doesn't matter.
Okay. I don't mean it was literally a travelogue show. I don't think that during the
I
outbreak
thought
of the
that's what you
zombies,
were meaning.
him and Michael Palin were travelling the world showing us what it's like now. I'm just saying that it's a bit like that.
That'd be amazing.
Well, I've just come up with the concept.
Actually, it would be good.
So, yeah, he's going around trying to figure it out, and he goes one place and something goes wrong where they say, try Jerusalem. So then he goes to,
Oh, right.
there and, blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Sounds bad.
Oh, does it?
The way you're describing it, yeah.
Well, then
So let's put our viewers' consciences to rest. Is it good?
Yeah, you asked me before.
Oh, that was the video.
Maybe.
Right, okay.
I think it was. So yeah, there was a lot of trouble behind the scenes apparently, and I did hear rumours that by the end of it, Mark Forster and Brad Pitt weren't on speaking terms.
No.
Bloody hell.
Oh my god.
I don't know how true that is.
I
Just
hope
the
they're all right
gossip.
now.
Just the gossip. Just the gossip.
Well,
But
no smoke without fire.
well, that's it, isn't it?
That's what they say.
And they had to completely redo the entire ending, which is interesting.
I haven't seen it.
Basically, before it came out, there was a load of production troubles, and whenever that happens, the film turns out to be crap usually. But this one, I think, was actually pretty good.
Wow.
And
4 stars even.
I would say so, for me. And let's talk about the end. It's the most interesting thing about it, really.
Well, okay.
Okay, most films escalate. Like it starts off with a
Yeah, it's a
stab into
climax,
a
isn't it?
gunshot to a rocket launcher to a tank kind of thing.
Falling
in terms
down.
of, yeah, perfect example.
Okay, right. Okay.
You know what I mean? But like things
Yeah,
escalate.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
this film gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's really tiny, and it's just a different film. Like the last third is from a different film, but I like it because it's so random that it turns into a different film, and I really like the film it turns into.
Alright.
So I really like I like the main bit, the first chunk, because it's just full on action. Not full on action, but there's none of this,
chaos,
what's that person doing over there?
yeah.
Oh, it's bitter person. It's just straight on into the thick of it. Zombies everywhere. Now let's get running. So it's like, first he's in New York, wherever it is. Then he's in South Korea. Then he's in Israel. Then he's in, wherever he goes next. So it speeds through everything.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And then the last third just implodes on itself. And it becomes really slow and suspenseful and creepy. And after having him literally like shooting these giant zombie things that crawl up walls like ants, it then ends with a sort of half-hour sequence where he's creeping around a little hospital in Cardiff, trying not to be heard.
Oh my god.
It's really good.
That does sound good.
It is. It's really tense. Apparently, the
Wouldn't
last...
have even expected that because you don't even get any of that from the adverts, do you?
I
Like, all
kind of
trailers and
expected it
stuff.
because I knew that was what it was known for, having the end rejigged. So
Right,
if
okay.
you know about films, well, you probably won't be watching this. You don't need to if you know about films. But if you don't, then maybe you wouldn't know that. That's true.
Okay.
But it's worth watching just for that. I think it was written by Damon Lindelof, the last section, who is the one that ruins things like Prometheus and Star Trek and stuff like that, according to
To
the
ruin it.
internet people.
Okay.
And Lost. And Drew Goddard, who did Cabin in the Woods and Daredevil and stuff like that, who's good. And who was the other person that rewrote it? Oh, Chris McQuarrie, who did Usual Suspects and things like that.
Oh, wow.
He's doing the new Mission Impossible movie. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, they got on some pretty good talent, or 2/3. To I don't know anything about Damon Lindelof. Maybe he's good. I don't know. I mean, I know the films he makes are rubbish, but
Oh,
anyway. So
Anyway.
Brad Pitt's basically playing a non-character. Like if you
you
look
could
at
have anybody there. It's just for the posters,
well,
to
it's
bring
not a
people in.
character. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the things he's done, like Tyler Durden, or even the Stoner in True Romance, this is just a person.
Mhm.
This is just a bland person who just has vague intelligence and goes from A to B. And his wife, he's doing it all for his family. And his wife looks like Jason Fleming, from Lock, Stock. Looks like him in a wig. I know that's a personal insult I've just laid against that
Yeah, it
actress.
is. Yeah, that's really quite mean.
But I like Jason Fleming, so to me it's a compliment.
Oh.
Wouldn't want him as a wife, but
What if he had long hair, though?
well, I know what that looks like. It looks like Brad Pitt's wife in World War Z, and the answer's no.
Okay, good.
I'm sure she wouldn't like me. It's fine. So yes, it's just really good. It's based on a book by Max Brooks, but apparently it's nothing like the book. I haven't read the book, but I did buy the prequel book last night after watching it, called How to Survive a Zombie Apocalypse or something like that.
All right.
Max Brooks is Mel Brooks' kid.
Oh, right.
I know.
The plot thickens at every moment of this conversation. Wow.
Well, who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it? Is
I
he
don't know.
smart? Is he good? Is
I
he
don't
good?
know. I literally have no idea.
Oh,
Because the only thing I know of his work
wait
is
for
this
it to come.
film, which isn't. Yes,
post.
I'm waiting for it to come in the post.
I had to specify in the post.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah.
So what about the because obviously most of it is like computer generated zombies climbing up walls and stuff like that.
the ant ones are, yeah.
Ant ones. Oh, because they climb the
'Cause they
sides
climb
of
like
buildings.
ants.
Yeah, but don't they climb on top of each other and stuff
Yeah,
like
like
that?
ants.
Is it any good? That's what I'm saying. Like watching
That
it.
bit's really cool.
Is it realistic?
I really like that bit. And I like... I mean, they're not normally computer zombies. There's a couple. There's like one that's definitely a computer zombie, and you think, oh, there's no need on that one.
Right.
But they're usually just people. I mean, they're the fast zombies, obviously, so they're the kind of zombies that no one would stand any chance with. And their speeds do kind of, and like their lethalness, vary depending on whether they're attacking extras or Brad Pitt.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
But, and Matthew Fox is in it, the guy from Lost, speaking of which. But he's in it for about 1 minute. And you just think, is your career gone so badly that you're now an extra in this? I hear that originally it was a bigger part, but now it's not a part at all. I think he says 3 words in the whole movie.
Bloody
and you
hell.
just think, oh, that's the guy from Lost. Oh, no, it can't have been, because he was an extra.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone again. Yeah.
Oh, that guy from Lost is doing extra work now. Good for him. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, really.
No.
Is there any questions you've got? Any ponders?
Does the family kind of bog it down? Because obviously you're watching a zombie film.
No, and I do quite like that there's a bit at the beginning where they're going for they're going in the car, and somebody says about the daughter, did you forget your inhaler? And she's like, oh, it's here somewhere. And you think, oh, God, it's going to be another one of those crappy size moments.
Yeah.
When in the beginning of a horror movie, anyone mentions anything like that significant,
Any
you think,
kind of weakness.
that's definitely going to play up at some point. But it doesn't really go anywhere, but I quite like that it went nowhere, because it would have annoyed me if they'd taken it up.
Feels like just a normal kind of moment. That's good.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just-
Music, all kind of on key and.
I don't know who
on
does the
key,
bulk of the
obviously.
music, but I know that there's a sample in there from Muse, which works really well from that album. I don't know if it was the last one, the one that did the dubsteppy stuff on.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Second Law?
Yeah, that one. I think it's that song as well. The one that's like a piano-y bit.
Right. A lot of Muse's piano, but yeah.
No, just the one song. Everyone will know that now. There's only
right,
one
okay.
song's ever used a piano.
Great. Yeah, I really don't know what to ask. I mean, is that the kind of film it is? It's more kind of throwaway. There's not a lot of substance. You can't really take a lot from it.
To a degree, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those films I'll watch quite a bit, probably because I don't care that much about it.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a bit like that for me as well. That I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, so I'd watch it quite a lot because I didn't want to ruin one of my favourite films by watching it all the time. Or obviously watch a rubbish film, so you just watch
Right.
average movies. That's what I do.
That's quite a good average movie to watch, to be fair.
I would say that the disappointing thing about it is that
Which one?
this film, Waffle Z,
Okay.
it's Brad Pitt's highest grossing movie of all time.
What was that?
Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay, go ahead.
that's the film we're talking about.
Yeah, carry on.
And it's also the highest grossing zombie movie of all time. It's just really? There's so many better ones by
Well,
George Romero.
that's the whole point, though, isn't it? It's all it's like it's kind of blockbustery.
I know.
It looks it anyway.
I hate that zombies are everywhere now.
Yeah.
I want everyone to stop making zombie films so George Romero can carry on.
Yeah.
He, you know.
But do you not think it's kind of like a like a John Carpenter thing where he's kind of stopped and other people have kind of filled in?
Well, no, because John Carpenter stopped making films because his films started to be really shit.
Yeah.
So everyone else started making films a bit like John Carpenter's films, which is good. George Romero stopped making zombie films because everyone else has started.
Right, okay.
So no, it's not. It's the opposite.
Yeah, anti-Carpenter.
And some people would argue that George Romero's zombie films weren't that good after Day of the Dead, but those people are wrong, and I would shoot them in the head.
Okay.
So yeah.
Fair enough. Oh well.
There's also a bit that's really funny. It made me laugh anyway, because this was filmed before he was announced as the character. Where they go to this place in Cardiff called like the WHO building, World Health Organization.
Oh, right.
And it cuts to inside and Peter Capaldi's sitting there. You just think, God, Doctor Who's budget's been increased. Actually good for once.
Amazing. I didn't mean to do that. All right, well, anything else you would like to say?
No.
Do you recommend you recommend it?
Yes.
Can't
Just
believe
don't have high expectations.
Can't believe we ran out of things to say about a Brad Pitt film.
I mean,
Would you say it's a Brad Pitt
shit
film, or would you just say it's...
Yeah. Well, I mean, he produced it as well.
Yeah.
I think his company bought the rights to the book, and they handpicked Mark Forster, who
Right.
obviously didn't turn out too well for him.
All right.
Although it did for the final film.
It's just that you say he can be, it's just kind of anyone.
Yeah, it's a really bland character.
So would you say it's because it's not really
What are you
Brad Pitt,
asking
is it?
me?
It's kind of just anybody?
But Brad Pitt's heavily involved.
I know.
Sort of the main character, even if it's a rubbish character.
Yeah, I suppose. Fair enough. Okay. Well, there's
I'm
your
not saying
answer.
it's one of his most iconic films.
No.
It's one of his least, if
Yeah.
anything. But
Okay.
but it's certainly Brad Pitt's
Definitely
film.
one of his films. His
Definitely.
face is on the cover, at least.
I think it's the back of his head, isn't it? Isn't it him looking out of a plane or something?
Yeah, I even got that wrong. Okay, fair enough. Well, we're going to go.
Bye.